This is the Wavlink ac600, which is a wireless extender for your router. And we're going to do that next on Geekazine. What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek. This is an AC600 dual band outdoor router. It is an extender, but it's not an extender the way that you think of it. A lot of extenders, basically, it would have its own electronics inside there. It would actually be its own wireless router. This is not a wireless router. This needs an Ethernet cable that goes from the router to this device to extend the Wi-Fi signal that you have out there. Now, this is an AC unit, which means that it'll only do Wi-Fi 5, but you can plug it into a Wi-Fi 6 router or Wi-Fi 7 router and still get 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz from there. It also will not help too much with the load. So like, for instance, with some of these extenders, they'll say, oh, we can handle 5-10 items at a time. This can handle the 5-10 items at a time. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's going to handle it at the router. It's not going to handle it here. So keep that in mind on this. So you're going to definitely need to run an Ethernet cable from your router to this device right here. And of course, the best part, it's also got PoE to that. So if you've got a PoE switch, that's power over Ethernet, you can switch that there. It does have a PoE injector in here, and that's what we're going to take a look at when we go ahead and unbox it. Let's do that now. First of all, I do have to let you know that these companies did send me product, but they're not sponsoring any of these videos. All opinions are of Geekazine. Let's go ahead and get this guy opened here. So what do we got in the box here? So what we have, we're going to start with this. This is some sort of repeater with a on-off switch. So this is a PoE box. If your router does not, or your switch does not have power over Ethernet, you would put this in between your Ethernet cable from here to the switch or router. And then this would be your power. And then, so basically you need a couple Ethernet cables, one to the router or switch, and then the other one to the device. You can then power it up on here. But if you have PoE switches in your house, you might not need this. All right, next up, here we go. We got the item itself. It looks like we have a mounting bracket for that. And then we've got antennas. And finally, we'll go inside here. We got the startup guide. We do have at least one Ethernet cable. We've got some really thick zip ties right here. And then, yeah, this is not only the power plug, but we also have a power plug. We got some anchors and some screws in here so we can mount this up. So let's show you how that works. We'll unscrew this. We'll pop that apart. On the bottom here, this is where you plug in your Ethernet cable. You can put in a ground. You got a reset button up here if everything goes a little bit wonky. And then when you're done, let's see, we'll just do this. We'll take this Ethernet cable right here. The whole idea is that this cable, this little grommet, is supposed to go in here on this cable. And then this is going to go on top to seal on this little hole right here. The only problem is this cable will not work with that. This is the cable that came in the box because it's got this little extension item. So you'll most likely end up making your own cable. So you'll be punching down the top to this and then just using a straight flatline cable. But what you would do is before you put the head on, you would bring this down through this hole right here. Now there's two other holes in this, and I punched those two little holes. You see a little face right there. I punched the two little holes out because that's meant for the grounding cable that's got to go through there. And you don't need to put a grounding cable on, but if you want to, you can feel a little bit safer from power surges or anything like that. So what you would do is you'd take the cable, you would put the grommet on, you'd actually put this on first. You would then have this grommet put on, and you run the ground cable through the small little eyelet there. And then once this is on, you would then put on the crown piece. Now, the interesting thing about this crown piece is that it only fits one way on this router. So you'll have to, there's three possible options. So then there it goes, all three possible options. So once that goes on, this is in here, and we're just going to take this out so you can see how it goes. since this cable is not going to do it for here. And then once you have the grommet on, you slip the grommet inside of here. And then you take the cap and you put it on. And it's going to have that little seal down on the bottom. So less condensation, less water is going to get in there. There's a grommet up here. Once you tighten this, that will seal it right here. So if the rain starts falling down, you'll be able to counter that. Now, we take our antennas. They are not positionable antennas, it doesn't look like. Yeah, they go one direction, and that's up. So then put that on like so. We put the other one on like so. We find the side of the house that we want to attach this to, and that's where this comes in. We put down the anchors and we put down the screws, and then ultimately this thing will clip in just like so. And then of course we'll have to push these in to unclip it. On the front here, you can see this. There's a set of lights. The power light, the WAN LAN, the Wi-Fi, and then the Wi-Fi signal strength. If I was to plug this in, we would see the power and WAN LAN light turn on and the Wi-Fi. Now, once again, if you're putting it on the wall, basically you put the screws in and it's got, you basically put it on and knock it down, and then that'll stay there. But if you're putting it on a pole, that's where the zip ties will come in. You'll be able to put these around the pole like so, and then attach this from here. And that is the Wavlink ac600 Wi-Fi extension through Ethernet cable. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below over at geekazine.com, youtube.com/geekazine, where you can like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. Until next time, my name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. And then until next time, you guys geek out.